One of the biggest takeaway from this silent live stream project is that I get to distill the very small thing on this journey. If you are in a journey to inner mastery, to better yourself, there is such a really delicate point where it sounds it's like no one has ever said it, because the process of you transforming your life comes with this really unseen steps, which is like today, what I noticed in myself is that I was like this close to make this thing, to make this business real. And all I need to do is start posting the offer, but I haven't. I'm still like typing the things that I want to say in the content itself, and then I'm reaching out to people. But that is like really close. Like I'm this close to it. And I'm like, this is the time. This is a moment where whatever journey you are in, it will be never mentioned by other people. Well, some people have said it like you are this close, keep going. But it's like it's more than that. There is this really subtle point where you are between the line of giving up or actually getting it. That line is very thin and you sometimes missed it because you have never told this is how it feels like. So the feeling is left out because no one has ever described it in a way that I have done everything. Not everything. You have tried to do everything that you thought you can to get what you want, but that's not the thing that will eventually get what you actually need. And this is one of the point where I get to notice it's actually like not that far from the destiny that we are reaching for. So the line between giving up, like you are just or just never get it, is the same. It feels the same. But I also understand I have never put it out. So that line has never crossed. And I'm like, there are other stuff that will never be understood by other people because it was like so thin between the line, you will never notice it. It's like you're still in the same place, but not exactly the same place. That's what I feel in my moment right now because I feel like I've gone to this road for many times before. I have I felt so many boredom, so many like confusion, so many like the same like I've done this before. But at the same time, there's also the feeling of I still want to do it. I still want to keep going. And this is strictly speaking is the moment that you can choose. There is nothing else to do besides choosing what you actually want to do next. And I'm sticking with the idea that I can get this one out and eventually feel the thing, feel the result, feel whatever outcome this bring me. And I'm like, that's what we can do. But sometimes when you are this close to getting it, it's like it's not as huge. It's not as big as you thought it would feel because the feeling is subtle and it transition into the fullness of the experience and somewhat we are here, but also like I don't feel any change. So I have felt that like numerous of times on different personal project. And this one today is like a brand new feeling in a somewhat new experiment. And I understand that this is I'm like circling back around and just like really translating what I'm feeling, but this is the time when you can only choose. There is no work to be done. You're just keep going or just like putting it off, all of it together, just like give it up and never get into the finish line, the end line of this. And that's also like one of the things that changed my trajectory when I was deep in this suffering mode. I'm like, I don't know if I want to continue because of I felt like this is too much for me. I don't want to help people because this alone, this feeling in the darkness of my own darkness and my own suffering is too much. And I don't know if I can help other people navigate this because it's just that huge. It's just like that heavy. And I don't think I can do it for others. And but then there's also a promise where I promise people that is somewhat connected to me spiritually. Like I can feel them, even like they're not in my present. Like I can feel their existence. I can feel their essence. I can feel their soul. But they're not here yet. And I said to myself, what about those people that you felt for the longest of time? Those people still need you. Those people need you to actually transform whatever they have in life. No matter how you touch those people, they still need you. So you can't get out from this lifetime. You still like keep going until you meet them physically or somewhat connected in some way. Maybe they found me, or maybe like they get to know me from some of my clients. I don't know. Like that connection itself, even though like we haven't exchanged words or stories or whatever, will help them get the feeling that they need to transform, to feel the things they need to feel in a better, in a different way. They need that. And that thing comes from you, comes from me. So how do you expect them to change if you're not there? And I sense the feeling obligation to eventually help them. And that's like the same feeling as this. I get to notice that I understand that this is like a borderline between the boredom and actually getting it, giving up and also getting it. And I need to cross the line to eventually get into the point like, okay, this is it, like it, the exact feeling, the exact experience that I'm actually meant to experience in the first place. And it's so subtle. I'm thinking, like if I get into a really far path, not this path, I would probably have the same feeling because that path is no different than this. I speaking is such a riddle. I wish like I can share the feeling, I can share the moment in an exact experience so that you understand it too. You know what I like about how actually using my voice is that I'm using it in somewhat like I'm singing, so it doesn't come out stringy. And also like I haven't recovered my node vocal node because of all the strenuous activity I have done like the last couple of days. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm using the voice that what I'm singing, but I'm not actually singing, like in the between of singing and actually speaking. It's been nice, but actually also still hard to do. And why I want to share about this is because this is why I want to share this idea of in between is because wait a minute. It's been 10 minutes since I talk, since I live stream. That's interesting. So I brainstorm before schedule this live because I'm like, I don't have anything new. So my daily life has been pretty much the same. It doesn't change as much. And I'm like, what could be different about today? What is what's oh what could be like something I haven't tell from the past live stream. And I'm like, this one idea that you get the feeling like you have done everything, but then you still not in the space that you feel you're meant to feel is exactly where I am. And the state of almost there is really dejecting for some people because you get it, but also like you're not totally in it yet. And it sucks because you have worked all of the things that you thought will get you there, but now it's still not enough. You're still not in a space where this is the thing that you are meant to experience. So it's very distinct but really untold part of transition. And the more I talk about it, the more I understand that the process to change your life is not like a freaking 180. Well, there are people who actually done it like that because they understand the very distinct next step. So they don't need the process to be so subtle. But this subtleness of the process actually really good if you are trying to understand your emotion because then you understand the flow of it and you begin to notice, oh, this is actually how it's supposed to feel like because you don't lost in action, you just like feel the flow within yourself and then you start to notice the next aligned action is this one, not that one, and you start to move in alignment within your reality and also yourself because you are not abandoning one of the two options. You collapse the two into one. But the thing is that this will actually be really slow because you're trying to grasp whatever it is, the subtleness of your experience, but you also try to make it real because in the manifesting the reality that you want, the process is seamless. The process is really fast. And if you are in the fast mode and you're just like on the go, on action, you don't really need to feel the subtleness because the work itself, the task, the list of the things that you need to do is really a lot. There's not many space to feel in the in between of your inner flow, and that's why like sometimes you get dizzy, you get confused of what actually you're doing. And if you're in that state, that is what this is, the subtleness between process, the subtleness between I actually almost there, and you feel the flow of your emotion, you feel the flow of your interaction, you feel it, and then you are coming with you. So you're not abandoning yourself for the sake of your ambition or of your vision. You just flow with it until you feel like you're ready. And that's like the work that I'm in, because I'm trying to let me feel excited while doing it. And this subtleness is actually really what settled me into the next action. And I'm like, I'm really excited to know what is it exactly feels like, because I can already see I'm actually really close. I'm like this close. And I'm like, I just need to post it and then let people know I exist and let people know that I'm actually alive. And if you are into this particular transformation, I am your guide. And I'm like, this actually feels really interesting and exciting. And it feels that I am on board. So the next thing is that just I need to be on the go, because I'm already like settled in this vision that I am that person who can help them. So that settlement is really what this is for. I guess like I feel I'm stating a really good point here, because sometimes people in successful path often only choosing their ambition and abandoning their self themselves because there's too much things to do. But then like if you are doing enough and then you're bringing yourself on the table, on the deal, and you see, oh, okay, the next step is actually this, the next step is actually this. So the pace is important in the creation of whatever reality you're in. If you are unsure of what is that next step, you can let yourself feel your inner flow, feel your emotion. What is the, you can call it ick, you can call it like, I still don't know what this is actually is. So there is a one good point in my entrepreneur journey is that I have always been really resourceful. And there was a time when I was working with this person and we are building a business. And I'm like, I actually don't, I'm still, do you call it, unsure about how we are going to do this. But this person is like, just do it, just buy just the inventory, just buy just to post it here. And I'm like, that's not what it feels like. There is something that is missing, and I can't really say it in such a plain way because this person is such on the go. And when we are on the path, like we are really running the business, we have two different voices that have not coming together, and therefore there are tasks that was delegated in such a reckless way, and I get to see that I'm like I still don't feel it. So it was such a failed business, and we learned the biggest lessons. But I think like my own intention in that moment was, I don't know how I feel about that business. I still don't. To this day, I'm like, I wish like we can do it like this, we can do it like this. Well, for a fact is that I also don't feel that I need those business to begin with. So that's like I'm not that person who can run a business that has no personal value to my own life. There are people who can run a business like that and they are more profitable that way, but I can't run a business like, and I felt sorry for that person. I felt sorry for myself for saying yes to that idea, and me being on board with the idea is really important. And I feel like this one, I took a really slow path because of that reason, because I still don't get it. I haven't got the feeling of, am I in it? Like, am I in it? Am I really owning this thing? Like, because that's really interesting stuff. Because if you are going to say really radical, really different idea about how this process going to be, then you will have a very different idea than those people who are mostly in the general um, point of view perspective. So that is also one of the things that you need to take account, because it's different for everyone. And I understand that entrepreneurship is not for everyone. At first, I try, the first business I ever tried actually really, it's just me running it. And then I quit it. I, I put it down, and then I start another business with that friend. And then failed to, to such a degree that I'm like, okay. And I still want to like master the idea of working with someone else, because I am not blessed in relationship, to be honest, because I'm like still so slow in my process. Then I feel like if I want to work with other people, that person need to be someone that I already know. But even that, I already know that person. You know, like the person that I work in my second business is like I know that person, but then we just have different ideas. So I think it's more important to know how to mix different idea and find which one is the best way. Not really like mixing the two. Sometimes that's better because you're not letting anyone to be off your deal. You let everyone to be in it, and that's a great idea. But sometimes there are ideas that don't need to be mixed, which is like this is the thing with mm, integration, with mixing different realities, idea, people, whatever it is that you are trying to make one decisive reality, is that sometimes it's not 50-50. Sometimes it's 0-100. So sometimes you need to win it. Sometimes you need to really lose your own idea, or maybe like have one of the 2 point of the idea to be picked and mixed with the others. It really, I still haven't learned that yet. I'm really actually, I actually a bit afraid to work with other people. Not one on one where I serve and the other one just receive. It's more like if I have certain things to go and it was a really specific way to go, I would probably do it myself. It's that's why like I mostly make things myself, because I have such a vision that if it's not right, if it's not that, I still crave their existence. So I make stuff, I create stuff based on that vision. And that's why like I love cooking, because that's like the basic thing that most people missed is that the taste of the food that is sold here are really not my taste. And I'm like, oh, I wish this tastes a lot smoother, this tastes a lot saltier, this tastes a lot sweeter, this tastes like, and I'm like, yeah, let's make that. Let's create the recipe for ourselves. And I've created like a maybe 5 to 10 recipes today, and I'm like, I haven't met anyone who created those type of recipes. So I'm also interested in those area of business, food and beverage. I don't know. I probably would go into it just in a small scale, but who knows later on. So yeah, we are almost there. I just want to make a point of that. And honestly, I don't have anything else to say. And because My days have been the same. There is nothing that changed. Besides, I get a bit bored. I get a bit, what is that word? Somewhat sick of it, because it's like it's also the same work as every other thing. But that sameness, that similarities is actually what kills me right now, because I can't find the excitement point of it, like the spark point of it. Yep. So if you're watching this, I don't know what you get. I feel like I told several things in cycle, and the same several things in cycle. And if you got it, I am thankful that you got it, but also like sorry for the circling of the idea. And thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.